What's going on, guys? Spartan Millie here, and welcome to episode 18 of our Motorsport Manager Rebuilding Ferrari F1 2020 mod series. Welcome back to a surprise episode. I want to say a massive thank you straight up here. Thank you so much for 250 subscribers. It's mad. I can't believe how much of a growth I've had in this channel. How many more of you have joined us in the last 2 months? Like, it's been almost 100 people have subscribed in the last 2 months. It's an absolute madness. I'm loving making content at the moment. As you know, I've been going daily throughout December, and I'll continue to go daily throughout January at this rate. I'm loving the Motorsport Manager series, and I love just loving the Football Tactics and Glory series, which is coming back as well. Obviously just on a little break from that one, but yeah, massive thank you to everyone subscribed to the channel the last month or two, and everyone who has prior to that as well. But every 251 of you making my day. That being said, this is my little reward for you guys, bringing you an extra episode. I know how much we're loving the series, which is fantastic. I love bringing it to you. We also got our New Year's special coming up, so this is the first of 3 New Year's videos. It was only meant to be 2, but then we hit 250, and I'm like, you know what? Give them a third. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the episode. Just want to say a quick thank you. Okay, so of course today we got Suzuka. We had Russia last time out. It was a mixed race. I feel like the actual result wasn't that bad, but in terms with Renault, it was a step back slightly, 1 point step back. But engine will finally be done. I feel like we've been working on this engine for a long time, and we have, because engines are the most lengthy and complex design. So we're going to continue here, and designing the engine will be there. Make sure we're working on a part. We're not, so you know, got to get on that. We don't really have much to work on. Of course, we need this engine to come through. We could work on a rear wing until the engine comes through, I guess. That could be one thing. Just go continue. What we're going to work on after the engine, I'm not really sure. It's going to be interesting, but next year's engine is complete. Obviously, we can't use it this year. It is highly illegal. Where is it? There it is. 1314. So we'll see where it stacks up now. Look how high it is, and it's still got room to improve. If we fit it to a car, we'll get an exact sort of comparison. 4th. Okay, so we're still behind Racing Point, but it's still got a way to improve. But yeah, that is massive. That is going to be good for next season. But as what we're going to work on next, probably something else illegal. We've got a bit of work to do on the high-speed corners, but I can't remember if we already made a good rear wing. Yeah, we did. We already made a decent rear wing. So maybe we have to work on suspension. We haven't produced one suspension part all year round. We're not going to do one for this year. We're going to go straight to next year, just because we're not working on the car this year anymore. We ceased production of that pretty much halfway through the season. We sort of knew that we sort of already probably extracted the most that we could out of this car, and it's all about next season's car now. So I wonder how much money we're putting away for that as well. Adjust budget. We should have really been doing on high, but it doesn't really matter. We got the money to burn anywho. Suzuka preview. I'm not really sure what the prize money is like in this mod. I'm hoping it's a lot, because we have gone through a lot of money this season. Like almost 100,000. We started at 100 mil. We started at 400 million, if you remember, and we're down to 340. So yeah. They want spec brakes. No, thank you. No spec parts, please, in Formula One. It's just not how it works in Formula One. So we'll probably be voting against that one. Again, I'm more of a traditional type of fan, although I've only been following it for like 4 years, so I like keeping things the way they are. Anyway, moving on. I'll see you in qualifying. Okay, welcome to qualifying. It is a wet qualifying here in Japan, which is going to make things a bit interesting. Obviously, Japan's got its own track in the base game, so we're using that today, and it looks beautiful. I love the trees. I love the train line in the background. Hopefully, you'll be able to see some of that come as we move around the track, but practice wasn't fantastic setup wise. I tried really hard to get the good setup going, but it was just I couldn't get Ricardo's handling right, which has happened quite a few times this season. There's just been some times I can't get his handling right. Obviously it's all around in mini games, so it really doesn't really matter if it's like, there's no like patterns throughout the season. But look, this is the worst I've ever seen any setup. Even when you first send out a car, it's better than this. Very poor, very poor, very poor. It's 27%, but we've sort of somewhat wrestled our way back here with everything. So we'll try and tweak it a little bit, try and get some purple faces there, but we won't mess with it too much. Obviously, fresh slicks, continue, take qualifying. Q1 here. It's going to be a weird one. It's going to be raining off and on, it looks like, throughout. Obviously, there's that dry patch at the end, so we're going to be going out then. There's no point going out before because they'll just smash the laps. Hopefully, we see some big hitters go out. But there's a long time at the end of the session, so usually if there's like a minute or two left of dry running, a couple big hitters will go out, but it looks like it's going to be pretty comfortable. Hopefully a Renault goes out. They're on track. I saw a yellow dot on track. They've gone in now, but we're going to obviously wait till the last possible moment to get the most track grip. As you can see there, it goes up at the end, obviously, as more cars go out there. Ocon's on track right now, so both Renaults are on track. It is pretty dry though, so they could be alright. Let's not get too carried away, as we might miss the window for our lap, but we'll go out at 2 minutes. We'll send out Leclerc first, just because right to left is a bit different. Obviously the freshest tyre we have. Oh my, that ran a lot longer than I would have hoped. Hopefully Ricardo makes it out in time. I wasn't realising I was on 12 speed. Hopefully Ricardo should make it out. He should make it round to start his lap. Oh, it's going to be close though. We're going to slow it down. Nah, it's not even going to be close. 10 seconds. Beautifully done. It looks like Alonso and Ocon will be fine making it through. We'll be fine making it through. It's all okay. Q1's a breeze. It wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. 2 Williams, 2 Haas, and a Alfa Romeo. Yeah. Normal stuff. Alright, on to Q2 here. Hamilton top of the timesheet. The Renaults looked fast in practice. I'm not going to lie to you. They looked pretty fast in practice, which is bit disheartening, but we'll try and move past it. About the same as last time, it's just a bit boring. We have to sit in the garage. We'll ride on board Hamilton, see how fast he is in the wet, just for a bit of entertainment's sake. Smashing it. Look at all the spray behind the cars. It looks so good. And this game is just so visually pleasing to me. It's so good. A serious Formula 1. Make a Formula management game, I swear. It would be so cool having like the faces in the normal game and having all the licensed tracks. It would just be, put PlaySport on it. They did it beautifully, and I love their mobile game. I love all the mechanics they have. If they get PlaySport on it, it could be a serious, give them the proper resources and the tracks, the licenses and the marketing, and they could have a serious game. They already have a Motorsport manager game, online game on the phone or something like that, and I haven't played it. They do have a licensed management game though on the phone. It might even be by PlaySport, who knows, but not on Steam. We need Steam games. Steam's the main market. Well, not anymore actually, but for me, Steam's my favorite. I can't get behind mobile games like I get behind a good Steam game. I do like Motorsport Manager 3 on the phone though. It's probably one of the most games I've played on the phone, Motorsport Manager 3, mixed alongside like Football Chairman and stuff. But anyway, I'm getting distracted here. Q2 here, we should be pretty comfortable. We're sent in good sectors. Oh, Ricardo in 10th. That's not as comfortable as we'd have liked. Leclerc's out. Leclerc is out in Q2. Massive. You only get one shot. Everyone only got one shot, so there's no complaining. Leclerc's out in Q2. Both Renaults make it through, but it does mean that we have free tyre choice. So that's one good positive thing. There's no point going through to Q3 if you're going to be 10th place. So, you know, hopefully it's just the same thing every time. Just rain first half the session and then dry. We might try and, I reckon we can eke out 2 laps out of this. We send them out a minute 30 past, so about 8 minutes. We get 2 runs out of this, I reckon. 8 minutes, send out Ricardo, come back, and he'll be able to go out again before the end of the session. I'll be shattered if I mess this up, but just to avoid us sitting in the garage anyway, we may as well try and take a risk here. He will be able to finish this out lap and get a dry running. Yeah, look at that. That is beautifully timed there. That was very satisfying. So we'll get a second lap as well, hopefully. Yeah, he definitely will. He's second right now, but obviously everyone's already had wet runs. Alonso's gone purple, so Alonso will go pole temporarily. He won't get another run though, so we're going to have an advantage of more grip. Well, he shouldn't get another run, so We'll go at 2 minutes. Fresh tyres, send him out. Alright. Come on, Ricardo. Right now he's in 4th, but everyone's still coming out for another lap apart from the 2 Renaults. So hopefully the Renaults get buried in this track grip. Ricardo will make the line beautifully. Come on, Ricardo. Green sector 1. Green sector 2. Green sector 3. 10th. That made sense. Verstappen gets pole. The Renaults do get buried, but it's 10th and 11th on the grid. It's not great, is it? It's really not great. But next year's car is looking so much better. But for our 3rd place battle that's happening now, it's not promising, is it? But we'll look past it as we go race stream Supersoft. Race stream Supersoft. Do we do something different with Leclerc? Let's go there to leave it a bit open. I'm starting to think, because he can choose what tyre he's on now. This is one of the only times this season we've had this happen. But we're going to start in the Supersofts anyway. Just the same strategy just works. So we're going to get rid of this car condition because we've got pretty good car condition now. So just improve the Supersoft performance to try and get a good start. Something Leclerc struggled a lot of this season. So continue. Here we go. Riding on board Ricardo because he's the driver in front. You know the rules. There's about a 9% difference. So terrible start from Ricardo. We jump on board Leclerc as we go 4 times. Ricardo can fight back though. Leclerc usually gets bogged down from a bad start, but Leclerc's had a good start here and he's done both Renaults, but Ocon's fighting back. We don't want to fight with Ocon. Ocon's a useless Renault. We want to fight with Alonso if we want to fight with anyone. Raikkonen's up there in the mediums. He'll drop right back because the medium is a terrible tyre. As we got Alonso, we're in a Renault sandwich here. Ricardo's down in 14th place, which isn't great. Tyre attempts seem to be on the hot side because we're working that tyre temp up really quick as we're still between the 2 Renaults, and there's Albon behind the Renault as well of Alonso. Both racing points out in front with signs to split them, and then Ocon, down in the hairpin, just didn't pull out for the move for some reason, but Ocon's looking to have a little peek at the racing point. Hopefully we can take advantage of this and overtake one of them. Alonso is going to go down the outside of Leclerc as tyres reach temps. And I take my eye off the track for a second. Nothing changes though as we're still pushing along. And it seems... Oh, we almost had Alonso. Wait, Alonso's in front. The Renaults have done a swap without me even noticing. That's a stitch up. So and they're still fighting. I'm just sort of trying to mess around with the strategy while watching the fight here. It's going to go 12 times. We've got to cool these tyres a little bit. So going to try and skip a bit forward in this race. And we're directly fighting with the Renaults here as Alonso pushed us out. And Ocon now pushed us out as well. It's a 4-way battle here as Ricciardo's about to get in the mix. But we just can't cool these tyres down. It's going to be a joke. We should have gone on the softs, I think. We'll look to get on the softs as soon as possible, I think, because these tyres are looking like an absolute joke with the tyre temps. Giovinazzi's not doing great in the soft zones. Albon will get past, and he'll start working his way up the grid, and we're still fighting with Ocon. What is Ocon on? Ocon gets past, and the Drivers' Championship could be dead and buried, lads. As things stand, it's not looking great. As we look to save fuel, I think we'll jump onto the softs at a pretty early opportunity because this tyre temperatures are rising way too quickly and it's really hard to be able to push. But we'll look to eke all we can out of these tyres because we've got the performance on them. But not a great start to this race, it has to be said. And now we're going to have a bit of a teammate battle. Hopefully no one sustains any damage. Because we got Norris right on us on the mediums. That's just how slow we are today. The medium tyre is keeping up with us. To be fair, there's a big gap between Norris and the next medium tyre of Gasly, but tyre overheated, it's just a joke. It's an absolute joke. They're on neutral and the tyre's overheating. Safety car, pit lane, okay. Ooh, from not having many safety cars, everyone's boxing, so I think we're going to box. Maybe not double stack. Do we keep someone out there? No, it's a free pit stop. We're definitely going to come in. Oh, but then I don't think they'll make it now. I really don't think they'll make it. Is there going to be water today? I didn't check that. No, there's not. No, I reckon they'll make it because it's not a pushing softs. Do we go for 1 on a 2 stop? I know I said that the super softs weren't a good tyre, but if chances are Ocon goes in and straps on a bloody medium tyre, that's just what's going to happen, isn't it? So both drivers are going to come in for a free pit stop. We're going to double stack here. Come on, boys, get them out, get them out, get them out. Bad pit stop. Bad pit stop. Why is it always the double stop? Go back out and back up and low as we look to just back up behind the safety car. Save some fuel. Ricardo's got another set of super softs and Leclerc on the softs. We're going to see which is the better tyre. We're going to tell Leclerc to probably let Ricardo go. Just because... obviously, you won't let him through on the safety car, but actually, we want him to race from safety car restart. We don't want him to be letting anyone through, so we're going to let it go as things stand. But this is going to be interesting. I've made a bit of a split strategy here. It's a decision. Leclerc's not going to the end. Ricardo is. I mean, Leclerc's going to the end. Ricardo's not. So we see how we go. But attack, overtake. Let's go. Safety car restart. Ocon in front of Leclerc. We're on board Leclerc. Perfect. Ricardo's looking to get past Leclerc quickly. He does. Beautifully done. No team orders needed. So we're going to go above Ricardo and his tyres. He won't be able to push very long because his tyres will overheat in a matter of seconds. As we get past the McLaren, back into the points of Ricardo here. And as both the Renaults are getting clogged up in traffic there, as we're going to zoom through a couple laps here. We're going to try and follow on. And the racing points are being left in the dust. They didn't pit. They didn't box under the safety car. That is why they're being left in this. Oh, and Leclerc goes through Ricardo. And as Ricardo on those tyres pushing so hard, eventually falls through and gets a mistake. And that's not good. It's not great as these tyres are overheating. It's an absolute disaster race. And I'm meant to be watching on Leclerc right now. I know. It's a disaster race here in Japan. There's no other way for it. It's not looking good. We just can't get the heat into the tyre. I mean, we're just getting too much heat in the tyres, actually. And it's not ending well here. 9th and 11th. Norris to split us, but Norris will be overtaken really quickly because he's on the bloody mediums. Leclerc, these tyres are struggling to overheat too. That's overheating as well. Ocon slips past Alonso there as well up top there. The top three have still got a pit, so the top three didn't pit under the safety car, which is very strange. As we do eventually get... oh no, we've got Perez. Where did Perez go? Oh, they pitted. So terrible mistake not pitting there. But we've still got another pit stop with Ricardo to go, so we won't talk too much trash about other teams' strategies here, as we just can't push on any tyre. These tyres will definitely make it to the end though, so that's a good thing. And I'm still not watching aboard Leclerc. Why am I not watching Leclerc? Anyway. So we're just in no man's land as Ricardo gets past Norris eventually. Good to see. How's the engine looking? 84 and 82. And right now we are, this battle between us and the Renaults could be fast asleep. Yeah, as they're pushing bloody the top three. And the top three haven't even pitted yet, as Pitts and Ocon and Alonso are right up there, and it's a tough race, this one. As now we got the leading cars right behind Ricardo. And now we're going to be in traffic. It's going to put us even further behind Renault. Just let him through. There's no point fighting Leclerc. I know one day we want to fight them, but right now we're fighting bloody Renaults, alright? Well, we're not even fighting Renaults today. They're way out ahead. Albon's leading this race on the mediums. Ocon on the softs will be able to go at him soon, I think. I really don't rate their medium tyre. I just think they're the worst tyre in the world. But both those cars get past, as they should. And these tyres are still holding out strong. How are these tyres? We've got 22 laps to go. Yeah, those tyres we're always going to make to the end. We're just going to pit Ricardo. There's no point. Because I'm going to try and play by the Formula 1 rules and use 2 compounds. So chuck them on the softs nice and early. They're the racier tyre anyway, probably. I'm not a fan of the super softs here in Suzuka. I'll try and remember that for next year. But Ricardo's done his pit stop. I don't know. If he didn't make that mistake, maybe that would have worked. Pitting under the safety car, putting on the super softs. I just wanted to try something. But yeah, this race has been a disaster. Leclerc's still struggling with tyre wear. We're going to get 5 points as things stands. Renault are on 30. 30 points. As they're second and third, but they won't last, yeah. So I'm hoping Hamilton can even get past them as well. Alonso is fighting. We're going to go on board Alonso here. Alonso, oh, he's doing so well. Look at him go. He's on conserve. He's on conserve. I thought, oh, there we go. Someone gets past him. So we should watch our boys, actually. But yeah, both Mercs right on his tail. And this race might be damage limitation here. And they lose another 3 points just there in that overtake. And as he falls further down the pack, that's less points for him. So that means that we won't get completely destroyed. But Ricciardo's got Perez on his 6, somewhat. So we've got to watch out for him, as Hamilton's going to try and get past Alonso here. Struggling, but he will eventually. Alonso can't hold out Hamilton for 10 laps. No one can hold out Lewis Hamilton for 10 laps these days. I was going to go overtake, try and hopefully we can catch Norris on those dead mediums. I reckon I might need to pit again, as we missed it, but Alonso, well, I missed it. Alonso finally gets overtaken by Hamilton, but 18-point gaps as things stand, and there's a very good chance that it ends this way, if not Ocon catching Sainz. But Leclerc is actually on the gearbox of Ocon without us even knowing, or without me even realizing, but doesn't have the tyre temps to really do anything about it. But we're going to try and push Ocon. Hopefully he makes a mistake, but the chances of that are pretty low. He's pushing. Yeah, Ocon does need to get out of the way. You tell him. Someone walk over to Renault to tell him to get Ocon out of the way. As this is... Oh, safety car. Another safety car. We're going to... Oh, what do we do? Do we get Leclerc to come in? I think we get Leclerc to come in onto the super softs, but then the tyre... You know what? They're so bad that it doesn't matter, the tyre temps, because realistically, the super softs are surely still faster. Do we sacrifice position though? Yes, because there's such a gap to Ricciardo. Worst case scenario, we drop behind Norris, which we will. But it's going to all bunch up at the end anyway, so it's fine. Ricciardo's already pitted, so there's no point pitting him again, as he's got damage. Minor damage in the suspension. He'll be right. But Leclerc right behind Norris, who hopefully we can overtake within a lap. And then we've got 4 laps to push within the... Ooh, I'm sort of just getting too excited for me to say it. But if we can just push up that grid past Norris and Ocon, they're on the mediums. So we could actually get a late result here with Leclerc. The safety car could work in our favour this time. Let's not get too excited yet, but... Oh, did I miss the... I missed the gun a little bit, but that's alright. We're going to attack. We've got the fuel. We're going to jump on board Leclerc here and just hope that he can have a really good... What happened there? I don't know. Oh, blue flag. And then we both jump Norris. We're 10 points behind Renault as things stand, but we still got... Oh, and someone's gone really wide there. Alex Albon. He's come back on the track, slammed his brakes on, and Leclerc's had to slam on his brakes, and Norris sneaks back past. That's a joke. Oh, no. That's not even our fault that time. And as Alonso goes onto the podium from that Alex mistake, we drop back. Leclerc's fighting back on Ricciardo, and it's just an absolute debacle, isn't it? This race has been a failure from start to finish. We've had the worst luck in the world today. And last race with that safety car at the end. Didn't help us at all. And Leclerc's still pushing with everything he's got with a fresh set of tyres. Still can't get past Norris. He'll do it again. He double overtake. Albon's up the road. But it's going to be too little too late, I think. I fear it's too little too late. That gap to Renault has been exploded out here in Japan with 4 races to go after today. The 250 sub episode is not going to have a happy ending, but you know what? There's still 4 races. Anything can happen. The race is over. makes me want that engine that we have stacked away for for the next year. Alonso gets a podium on the medium tyre. How does this man do it? I'll never know. How do you get a podium on the medium tyre? How? Continue. He's the only man on the grid that can do it. I'm convinced. He must be the world's best driver next to Hamilton. And I've said no to signing him, which I stand by. I'm not going to go out and sign the most insane driver. I want to build the car. I want Ricciardo to get a championship before the end of his career. And Leclerc's on like an 18-month contract, so I'm not breaking that. And plus, I like Leclerc. So, our drivers aren't changing. That's for damn sure for next year. Ricciardo's contracted. Leclerc's obviously contracted. Ricciardo, we're bringing him a championship. Mark my words. If not next season, it's the year after. But I have a feeling next season our car's going to be more than competitive. This season, though, trying to catch the bloody Renaults has just been absolutely impossible. The thing is, their car's not even above ours. They're below ours. So Alonso is picking up that car like ridiculously. So anyway, I got an interview here. You have to answer it, or else there's no point not answering it. Lately, I have to say Leclerc. I don't know. I just don't know. They have their races, but if we have a look at the head-to-head here, at qualified 13-5, 11-7. But we got to remember we gave better parts to Daniel. Points wise, it's getting closer. It was, yeah, so lately Leclerc has been the better driver. I stand by that. The points gap was like 70 points at one stage or something ridiculous like that. So I am sort of advancing here, which I'm not meant to be. I know that. It'll be rude not to celebrate. It's Charles' birthday. Improve morale. Get behind the team. Bit of celebration. Birthday cake and whatnot. 4 races to go on the season. Now, there'll be another episode out in 12 hours and another episode after that in 12 hours. Triple upload New Year's special / 250 subs. So yet again, thank you so much for 250 subs. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel for more special episodes like this. So it wasn't the episode we quite wanted from our 250 sub special, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you for the circuit of the Americas. Thank you for watching.